Hi, Eric here from Langley.com, and thanks for staying with us. Believe it or not, your decision to keep learning about how our viral lead capture process works is an indicator that you're willing to follow through until you make it for yourself. This is part 2 of a 3-part video series. So if you haven't watched part 1, I highly recommend you pause this video and watch part 1. In part 1, we explain the key concept of viral lead capture and why this process absolutely wins for list building. You can find part 1 on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Tabjump. In this video, we'll go through and build a lead capture app using the app builder mentioned in the first video. We'll be modeling after a campaign that captured nearly 900 leads in 3 weeks. And I think we only spent about $20 in Facebook ads. Then we'll wrap up by talking about several approaches you can take using the app builder. These formulas are great starting points for you to have a head start on creating your own lead capture app. Alright, let's dive in. So the campaign we're building today is modeled after a certain brand's tea tree oil product, which is good for making acne go away. Here I'm signed into my account in the app builder, and the first thing to note is that it's a one-page editor that contains everything you need to design this app. We've divided up the sections by page as described in the previous video. So the front page, light gate, which is optional, the invite page, which is also optional, and the final page. Also notice that there are hints available for nearly every feature. This is very helpful for you later on to jog your memory. Now let's begin by designing the front page. This is the campaign settings section, which contains just a few options. If your campaign requires a limit on how many leads you collect, so for example, in a case where you're giving away 20 coupons that can be used in your store, you would need to put that limit right here by typing in 20. Since our client in this case wanted as many submissions as possible, they don't want to set any limits on the number of submissions allowed, so we'll just leave it at 0. Launch and end dates are for your reference, but it's always good practice to fill these out anyway. This area on the right is what the front page is going to look like. It's basically a preview. So this area right here is your campaign name. This is also what the visitors will see on Facebook. So it really helps if you can make this enticing. It's a kind of a container for your headline. So we'll type in our company name, all natural tea tree oil. Okay, so for your campaign, you're most likely going to need a banner image. If you don't want it, simply click on this one, the image here, and hit the delete or backspace key. But for us, we will be using it. So to access this, you simply need to right-click and go to Image Properties. We're here in the Upload tab. Just choose the file that you want to use as your banner and send it to the server. Depending on your file size, this may take a few seconds just to upload. Alright, so we got it. Make sure you clear out the width and height so that it automatically adjusts the proportions. So there you go. There's the banner. We just swapped it out for our custom banner. So play a mini game, win a bottle of XYZ tea tree oil. Obviously, this is a fake campaign. So describe your campaign right here. This is your campaign description section. We're gonna say something like 100 bottles of XYZ natural tea tree oil. we're giving away natural healer acne prone skin. Each valued at, I'll just make up some number, 128. So the game rules, I'll just type, I'll use the numbered bullet here. So in the photo below, find as many bottles of XYZ tea tree oil as you can to fill your answer and complete the form below. 3. Like the XYZ Facebook page and invite 2 friends. And we'll just put here game ends July 31st, so it's in the past. UTC time. Okay, and then you get the idea here. Price description, oops, blah blah blah. And now I'm gonna put that photo up and let the visitors guess how many bottles are in there. So what I do here is I click on this image icon right here. So it's very similar to the one that we saw for the banner, but this one is in a more kind of sophisticated editor. The image icons right here, and you'll see the same thing. So I'm gonna go to upload again and choose the file. It's the mini game photo that one. I'll send it to server, and again it'll take a few seconds to upload, so be patient for it. Okay, here we go. So again, take care of the dimensions here by just clearing that out, and there you have the nice looking photo right here. Okay, and I will say answer in the form below. How many bottles of XYZ tea tree oil can you find? Very simple. That's the game right there. So here below here we see the name and email. So what these are the fields that appear in the form that you want your visitors to fill out, and you can find these over here in the fields to use section. Right here. So simply drag and drop and to rearrange it. I mean, if you want the email to be above the name, you go back to the preview, the email is now above the name. Let's say if you want to capture their phone number as well, you put that there below the name, and then you go back to the preview, you see the phone, you get the idea. So if this section represents what's in use, and this is what's not used. So I'm not going to use phone, I'm only going to use these guys. So because this campaign we're asking visitors a question, we're actually going to set up what we call a custom field. So we go down to the custom field section, and it's as easy as just writing your question right here. So how many bottles can you find? And we'll want to select the drop-down option because we want the visitors to be able to choose as opposed to typing one out. So let's give them 6 options. We'll type 6 here in the how many options section, and we'll just put in here select new, select 1, sorry. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Be sure to save. It's always a good idea to save your progress as you go along. Okay. So as you can see, after you save, you can actually go back to the preview and look at what it would look like. So you get the select one and 6 to 10 in terms of selection here. So also, what you can do here is you can actually drag and drop these custom fields. So these fields will behave very similar to the standard fields that were already in there. So you can actually arrange these and put it all the way up to the top, and you see that how many bottles can you find question has been moved up to the top above the email. Okay, so now let's add the Facebook like button, as we wanted visitor to like our page. So we simply go down to the like button section, open it up, and we'll put in, and because, well, XYZ Corporation doesn't really exist, I'm going to put our Facebook page for Tabjump right here. And we're going to be, going back to the preview, we're going to type, let's say, give us a like for the kind of the prompt. Alright, so we're gonna type in the mini games terms and conditions, because every game has to have one. Either you say that your game abides by the Facebook terms of service, or you have your own and you can link it externally by using the link icon right here, clicking there and setting up. Very similar to how you might want to use or the section that you'll use in WordPress or also Microsoft Word. It's always a good practice to have a detailed list so the visitors are fully aware of the contest rules, but for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to put something here. Some rule, another rule, and so on. Okay. Moving down, there are two special fields that are almost always needed. They're the terms checkbox, and also the opt-in checkbox. So for visitors, they must check this one. They must check the terms checkbox before moving forward. However, they have the option of clicking this one or not clicking this one. And what the second one here, the opt-in, is for you to say, you want your visitors to opt into your newsletter or any future promotions that you offer. So I'm going to change actually the text here from XYZ Corporation. Okay. All right, moving on. Let's save. Okay, and because we're not requiring visitors to like our page before seeing the campaign, we're going to skip over the like gate. Okay, invite page. Remember that we wanted to ask the visitor to invite 2 friends. And if you don't want to use the invite feature, for the question right here, how many friends the users need to invite, you just need to put a 0. For us, we're going to require 2 friends to be invited before moving on. There are 2 invite methods that we support. One is a standard user notification center. So this is what it will look like, for example. The other one is like this. So a user will be tagged in a wall post with their name, with their personal name. So we're gonna use the default notification center one. Now notice in the preview area right here on the right, we have the same banner and campaign name as how we design it from the front page. So these elements will stay kind of consistent throughout the rest of the campaign, just so the users get a consistent experience. But right here, this is the invite message. You can fully customize it with text, or you can use images as with the description in the front page before. or you can use the you can embed a video here if you like. But for the most part, you're probably going to just use a simple invite message. So what we're going to write is one more step. Please invite two friends to enjoy this giveaway with you. So right here, this is the user. I don't know if you can see this. It's really small, but it's a preview. So the user invite request is what appears inside the dialog. So, and you can customize this message over here. I'm gonna say, get the all-natural XYZ tea tree oil, and say bye to acne. So make sure in this message you do not go over the character limit, as Facebook is quite picky about a message that is too long. So as I said before, you can preview the message once you save it. Oops. Let me scroll back down to. There's the message. And the last thing you can customize on this page is the invite call to action. If you mouse over here, you can actually change the text to something else. But for our campaign right here, we're just going to keep it as send invite. Alright, the final page. We're not going to be using the advanced feature of using a coupon. Instead, we're just going to use a simple thank you message, which is just right here. I'll just say thanks for signing up. Winners will be contacted on August 1st, 2013, and then contact info, XYZ Corporation, blah blah blah. And you can, if you like, you can center it. I don't know, whatever makes this look good for you. So one final thing before we end the demo, we're going to be customizing the Facebook wall post right here. When the visitor gets to the final page, whether it's the thank you page or the coupon, the Lead Capture app automatically posts to the visitor's Facebook wall using the post message. So here you can customize what it says and what image to put here. So we're gonna say just played the game and entered in a sweepstakes to win a bottle of tea tree oil from XYZ worth, I think it was 128. 3 steps to defeat acne. Come get yours. Alright. And we'll switch this image. It's the same interface as before with the campaign banner. You just click on this, use this icon, and we'll say we want to use this on the tea tree square. Okay, same thing. Send it to server. Wait for a few seconds for it to upload, and when it does, clear the dimensions here, and voila, there's the nice looking Facebook wall post. So you might notice the option here, the wall post destination. So by default, this is designed so that the link here goes directly to your app. So this is the default behavior. You do not need to type anything in here. However, if you do want this link to somewhere else, you can. It's possible to put that website address, that URL right here. So for us, we're just gonna go with default behavior. So we'll leave this blank. Alright, so we've completed the design of our lead capture app. So hopefully that wasn't too difficult for you, and a lot of it is it takes a little bit of time to get used to, but once you get used to it, it becomes blazingly fast. So in part 3, we'll connect this app to Facebook and launch it live. So we're gonna save this campaign. Alright, make sure it's saved, and then we'll head back to the slides. So I want to share now with you just a few formulas that have worked for us. I mean, I really want to peel back the layers and let you have the mindset and the creativity to generate some of these formulas on your own. So let me just go for a few of them just to spark your creative genius. Here we have the mini game prize giveaway that we just designed. So in our front page, invite page, and final page, you can see what we have been doing from a high level. We've asked visitors to count an item or just about anything in image, just to get them engaged and involved. And we've asked them explicitly to give us 2 invites, to invite 2 of their friends to play the same game. And in the final page, it's just putting the winner selection information and our company contact info in case they need to contact us. Membership recruiting. This is a good way to introduce your membership and club. You can do that on your front page, and in the invite page you can say something like, "Oh, please bring a friend to the next club gathering." Redeemable coupon. So we haven't really covered the coupon feature that's available in the app builder, but basically at a high level, what it is that you can link to a Facebook photo album of different featured products. When they select which ones they want, let's say through a custom field, in the final page you can let them have a coupon to get that particular item, let's say 10% off or 20% off. You can actually use custom codes to integrate with your store's backend. So if you have an e-store or e-commerce shop online already, and you have certain code patterns that you want, you can make that into an Excel spreadsheet and upload it actually to the app builder, and the app builder will assign a custom code to each new unique submission. So that's pretty cool. Alright, video share. So let's see. So on the front page you want to embed a video, and you ask the visitors a question that requires watching that video. So maybe some facts about some strange fact that only the people who have watched this video would know. And then you give an incentive for sharing, and you ask them to invite as many friends to watch the video as they want. And in the final page, and depending on how ambitious you get, you can possibly link to yet another video share lead capture app. So the net effect is that you get, let's say, a bunch of videos, and you can actually cross promote your other videos. Alright. App presale. This is again another twist of how you want to use it. You can introduce your app, include some screenshots, and then ask if the visitor wants to be notified of your app launch. And then you can invite those who your visitors would believe the app is good for. So what you end up with is a list of people who would want your app. That's pretty important for your launch. All right. So the main concept, the construct behind this whole thing is just a content teaser. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with it. Just show part 1 of any content in the front page. Ask people to invite some other people to get the rest in the invite page, and in the final page you give them the rest of your content, or you link to your website or your store or whatever you decide to do here. Alright, thanks for staying with us, and be sure to like our Facebook page if you haven't already. Also, if you have a question in these videos, leave a comment below to let me know if there's anything you want me to elaborate on or talk about. And if you haven't subscribed to our mailing list yet, please do that now so I can email you with any new developments and formulas that we come up with. Alright, so as always, it's my pleasure to speak with you. Thank you, and I'll see you in part 3.